Okay, thank you for the invitation. It's a really pleasure to work with you. I'm Leitão. I'm artistic director for a small theatre company in Portugal, but I'm also anthropologist and I'm working now more with social inclusion of people with disabilities in arts, and it was about that I sent you the article, and I'm continuing doing this research because one of the participants on that program starts study on the school that promotes they promote the other program, and it's really interesting. Maybe I will have a new article Sunday. Hope so. I hope that.
Right.
So I feel super happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. So my name is Priscila, how Daniel he said. I'm a Brazilian. I'm 38 years old. I'm a social psychologist and I'm a philosopher as well. I work in psychosocial intervention with women in situation of poverty. At the moment, I'm living in Portugal, where I did my master in social intervention and where I'm doing my PhD at the moment in post-colonial studies. My experience with anthropology was during my master's when my advisor suggested me I do an autoethnography. My interest in using anthropology was to review my experience as a social intervener, to empower other women to become social intervener, to work with issues related to women in poverty.
My name is Caio Novaes. I'm professor at the Universidade Aberta, and my interest in applied anthropology, I did a master in anthropology, business anthropology, actually. I don't like much the name, but there was a part of it that was design anthropology, and then I got more interest, and I heard about the bootcamp, and I decided to check it out. Oh, sorry. I decided to check it out, and I got completely hooked. I really enjoy it. I think that what I really like is the idea of connecting the dots between people, and this is what the applied anthropology allows us to do. And I like this metaphor especially because I think in the taken for granted of our daily lives leaves a lot of dots hidden. So the idea is to connect those dots. I think applied anthropology allows us to do that very well. Yes. So my research expertise, I studied identity in corporations, and I studied embodied theory, sometimes as a methodology approach, and also as the object itself. So considering that every intersubjectivity is an intercorporeality too, but this is another matter. I got fascinated by the everyday life in the corporation, and since I was like before getting the grant, I was studied and working like so many of us. I got really the impression of how the employees and the employers and the relationship between employees and employers was damaged because of this very precarious communication and the precarization of the work. So it caught my attention that how much of it could be solved with better communication and with empathy. So it caught my attention of how to build the better interventions through that. So this is one of the reasons that attract me to applied anthropology.
I wanted to use one sentence from Caroline Ellis, that she's a reference in the studies of the method that I used. When someone asked her about what this means autoethnography, and she said that it's a research, it's a writing, it's some history, and it's a method that links autobiography and personal, cultural, social, and political. So I think this definition I wanted to say because I think can explain a little about my experience with my research. So the process was to investigate my trajectory as a social intervener, working with women in poverty. So to write about my learnings, my mistakes, and so this was a bit the process. I found very, very interesting, especially the reflexive process that this writing gave me of going back to my documents I have accumulated over the last few years, like diary, photographies, videos, different materials that I produce with my work, which have become research material. And together with the literature, I was able to observing the cultural aspect, social, political aspects. It was a very, very interesting process. I remember the first moment I telling to my advisor that I wanted to study something new, that I didn't want to go back to my past, but it was so interesting to reread in myself with this anthropological method that I really mature my view of my own work with my practice, and which gave me a new direction for my approach in my work. So it was very, very interesting process.
Okay.
So in my company, it's different of the research I'm doing in the social inclusion, but it also social inclusion too, because my company, we work in different ways. We have creations for children, we have creations for adult audience, and we also have some communities creations. And on that part, it's where I can make more anthropological method to work on, because when we create a community theatre play, we start listening the participants for what they really need to talk about during the performance, and it's not our ideas, it's their ideas. So I start with the ethnographical method to create a dramaturgy, and after that I organize the ideas with the participants, and we create the dramaturgy of the performance. And it's very interesting, because sometimes we think about some kind of problems or some ways to see the problems, but the community gives us other points of view, and it's really interesting because we can create a more deeply dramaturgy about some aspects of the society, and we have lots of great experience on that. In the other way, all our performance, we make lots of research about the themes that we create, because we are authors about our plays, and it's usually to work on ethnographical methods too, because some of our works are about very points of view about some aspects of society or our culture, or what it's around us in most part of the times, and it's really interesting to use that on.